Yo, what's up build team? I'm Loris, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at a few more Minecraft build ideas that I've been working on over the last wee bit in version 1.18. So sit back, relax, and hopefully you'll be a little bit inspired by the end of this. Starting with number 1, the Lush Caves water slide. We all saw how rad it looked in the Caves and Cliffs Part 2 trailer, so I decided it was finally time I gave it a go. Obviously, I started by finding a lush cave, of course, and then I went and mapped out exactly where I wanted the route to go, following the natural slope of the terrain and pools of water. Once I'd done that, I built up the walls and filled it in, making sure it all looked good and fit in with its surroundings. And now, time to test it out. Okay guys. Oh. Oh my goodness, control yourself. Control yourself, boy. I'm on a boat. With that all working well, I decided to add another route, this time incorporating more of the abandoned mineshaft platforms. Using waterlogged stairs and slabs to hold the water in, I created a straight path that flies through the cave and then drops you down right at the bottom. With 2 fun water slides built up, I decided why not add in a little house so that we have a reason to make the trip all the way down here, and where you could also watch your friends float on by as they came down the river ride. I wanted it to look like a little junk shack made up of all the little bits of rubbish that had floated down to these caves and had been recycled into a house. And lastly, I added a swing bridge across the river ride and a little path down to one last cozy house tucked underneath all the hanging glowberry vines. And there it is, my Lush Caves water slide. POV, it's been a long day of mining. You're like, how do I get out of here? And you see this and you're like, whoa, who put a dispenser full of boats here? Well, let's find out where it goes. You roll off. Oh, skills. This is really cool. I really love this. I really want to build this in my next survival world. It's so fun. I don't know, it's just like nice to have a reason to like use a boat and just joyride it. Why do I have so many boats down here? We got this house down at the bottom. I think it looks so cool. It's just like, I don't know, it's like a real tiny little farm shack. But it's just like a really fun combination of blocks. Oh, I almost forgot. We've actually got this track over here as well. So this one's fun. You can just like run it straight. You just go and go. And if you go fast enough, I think you probably hit your head on the moss. I don't know if we hit it. If we just went straight through it, but maybe that's why I got so many boats down here. I've just been testing how far I can launch myself. Yeah, that's super sweet. It's really fun. And we've got one more thing in here to check out, and that's this house right here. It's not a super complex build. It's just pretty much 2 rectangles next to each other, and then this one on the end that's kind of semi-detached on like stilts here, but you know, I think it turned out pretty fun. That's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you build anything like this in the future, or if you already have built something like this, totally send it to me. I'd love to see it. Moving on to number 2, the Pirate Cove. Before we continue the video, I just wanted to say I actually already made a video like this one, which you all seem to really like. If you're watching and enjoying this one, and you've seen the last video, maybe consider sticking around and subscribing for more content like this in the future. Anyway, back to the video. Pirates of the Caribbean are some of my favorite movies, so when I saw this cave opening up to the river, I knew exactly what to do. I went around and lit up the whole cave so I could see what I was doing, and then just like last time, I took some more and mapped out where I wanted everything to go. The idea I had in my head was that it might have been an old imperial or sort of government trading settlement, but it had been taken over by pirates and turned into a full-on chaotic pirate town. Once all the shapes were mapped out, I went and replaced the vibrant wool for something more appropriate, like deep slate bricks. Being darker than cobblestone, it makes everything sink into the darkness a little more. Now came time to populate this place. I went for a real Frankenstein collection of old European houses, trying to make it look like it was built at different times by different people. And then to add the final touches, I built a bunch of hanging cages with a few poor villager merchants locked inside, obviously being punished for their horrible trades. I'll let them out eventually. And lastly, I added in a whole lot of hanging lanterns to give the place a slightly magical feel. You ever wanted to be a pirate? Well, now's your chance, because we got a whole lot of pirate town right here. One thing that would have been really cool is having like a pirate castle right on the top of this. I should have done that. I'm a big fan of the way that you just sail in here underneath this like big piece of rock into this cave. It's so cool. We got a whole lot going on. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's a pirate town. Of course it's dangerous. Okay, I gotta get to safety. This is a very dangerous pirate town, guys. You gotta be real careful around here. Not only is there dangerous stuff under the water, but you've got all these criminals that are being strung up for their crimes. And there's a long way down as well. Oh boy, there's a long way down. I really like how this main strip came together. I think with the lighting and the style of the builds, it just really captures the feeling of like a pirate town. I think that's really cool. One of the funnier ideas I had is that maybe one of these buildings is like an inn or a tavern, and you have your Jack Sparrow type character who drinks a little bit too much rum and gets thrown out to sleep with the pigs. But that is it for this top level. I just wanted to show off this view because I think it looks so sweet with the candles and the lanterns. It's such a magical feeling out here. Right, let's get back in the boat. One of the ideas I had when I first started building this is that there was going to be these kind of archways and you could sail your boat down here and it would just drop down and there was going to be like a gate that drops here and this would actually be like a boatyard where you could sail on a boat. This all gets drained, so it's like a dry dock. And you've got these houses down here that, again, they've been built by somebody else in a different style. But it really doesn't take a genius to realize if you sail a boat in here, drop it down, which is probably going to ruin it, and then park it in here, how are you going to get it out of here? So I guess I had a bit of a small brain moment there. Either way, I actually added another one on the other side. And this one drops down into a nice little lush cave area with a nice little kind of lush cave cozy cabin over here. And I kind of imagine that maybe it's sort of the workers, they've got their little retreat over here, or maybe it's just a whole group of people that have sort of separated themselves from the chaos of the main town up here. That is it for this one. Let me know what you guys think. This would be so hard to do in survival, I reckon, but it would be a really fun challenge. For the third and final one, I wanted to do something to make use of the huge rivers and hills that have been added in the latest update. So I decided to go with a little hillside fantasy style village, but have it connected to the surrounding hills by a whole lot of hanging swing bridges. I wasn't 100% sure on the build style and block palette at the start, so I went and completely built up a house to try and find something I liked before moving on to the rest of the build. Now with the direction I wanted to go locked in, I went ahead and expanded that style to all of the plots I've marked out, only focusing on the shapes with different colors of wool, which I'll replace later on. I wanted the whole village to be built around a big like chapel cathedral thing, so I added that at the top of the hill. I kind of rushed it and wasn't super happy with the design, so I ended up changing it quite a bit later on, which is totally okay. Often when you're watching YouTubers, you only see the final product, even though they've had a lot of trial and error off camera. Nothing is perfect the first time. It's normal to fail and have to try again. So now with it all colored in and looking good, the next step is to add in some roads, trees, and crop fields, so the residents of this village have something to eat. Those roads also need something to connect to, so I went and swapped out the yellow wool for some wooden swing bridges. Getting the right amount of sag, as silly as that seems, was really hard. If it's too straight, it looks like the bridge is like pulled really tight, and if it's too saggy, it just looks like it'll be a nightmare to walk across. Here we go, third and final one. You can see the chapel, the cathedral in the background that I've changed. It looks pretty spiky now. I like it. I think it turned out really cool. But this is the village on the hill, and this is the river below the village on the hill. You could sail boats through there. You could take all of your items. If there was chest boats, you could. This river is this whole area, these hills, this river is so epic. It's so cool. And we got bridges going across it in every single direction, that way, this way, and we got this village right here. It's cool. I love it. This bridge is very basic, as you can see. I didn't really detail it, but that's fine because it does its job. It does its job as a bridge, and that is fine. But yeah, here's the village. I think it turned out pretty cool. I kind of had these houses put in so that you could walk through them. So rather than having the road go like around them, the road just goes straight through. And I didn't do too many like close-up details, but yeah, we got one here on the side of the hill, goes through that way, out to the whatever's out that way. And then this one goes out that way. We'll go that way in just a second. This one here, very beautifully undecorated. I've got like a lift as well, kind of like the last build. I didn't mean to jump down here, but while we're down here, let's check it out. So yeah, if like a ship came in, like a merchant ship with all its stocks, park it up right here. You can bring, I should have probably put the lift going all the way down here, but you've got to go up a flight of stairs to get it onto it in the first place. So you've got to do a little bit of work. Out through this way, we have the crop fields. We also have like a tower gate defending the path out that way. I don't know why. Maybe there's some bad guys out that way. Got some melons. We got some pumpkins. I'm flying. It's magical. And we've got some sweet berries over here as well. Got a bunch of different food supplies that'll keep you going all year round. And then we got one more bridge that goes out through this gate over this way. And actually, I remember now, there's like some really cool looking mines over there. Actually, let's take a close look real quick. Oh yeah, it goes way down. There's like dripstone everywhere. It's pretty crazy down there. So maybe that's a good reason to have the tower defense. Some bookie guys coming out of these caves. And now for the main attraction. Take a trip up some stairs. Seem to go forever. I didn't mean for it to work out this way because I built a chapel in the last video, and it turns out that I've made yet another one, but I think it turned out really cool. As I said in the time lapse, I changed the design, and here you can see it is very different. I think it turned out like 100 times better than the original design, and I think it's an absolutely incredible centerpiece to this already really cool village. So guys, there it is. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. For me, I think it's probably this one. Yeah. I think it's this one because I wasn't actually originally intending to put it in the video. I just wasn't really happy with how it was coming out, and then I took some time, redesigned the cathedral there, and then it turned out so great that I was like, you know what? No, I love it. This is definitely going in the video. So yeah, that's all I got to show you. Actually, no, there is one more thing. I figured out the other day that I could do this and just separate myself from the camera and get really close and go really far away. So I think that's hilarious. As you can tell, I've been having quite a lot of fun with this. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want the world download for this, it's available on my Patreon. Thanks for watching. Peace.